All right, welcome back to week 2 of 3v3. This is End All Be All here, and we've had a chance to warm up now with 3 battles of 3v3. We had a chance to take a look at our GAC histories in swgoh.gg to see what worked, what didn't work, and we've got a few ideas about what to take against 3v3 for Galactic Legends. There are a few things which work, a few things which don't work. So today, so in my current week, we've got quite a few people with the Galactic Legends. I think we've got a couple of other Rays apart from me and a couple of other Kylos, SLKRs. So it'll be an interesting couple of matches, next few matches. My current opponent does have Ray, not Ultimate. I think their newly got opponent is Head Charge Image from Mandalorian Horizon. I think they recently got the Ray unlocked. Given that last Grand Arena match, they did not have Ray in any of the matches, and according to the GSC history, they don't have them fully Zeta'd. Only 3 Zetas on Ray, but the 3 most important Zetas are there. 7 Relic, so it's going to be a relatively tough team if it decides to keep it on defense. Lifetime banners is 224, about 20 to 30% less than me. So, but if you look at the offensive and defensive record, their defensive record is pretty low. There's only 120 defensive holds, which means that my opponent typically tends to go offense heavy. So I wasn't sure whether I was going to see a Galactic Legend Ray on defense or not, because if they would have kept it on defense, they would have kept it in the front. And as you can see over here, there's no Galactic Legend Ray in the front. So before we analyze my opponent's defenses, let's quickly take a look at my defenses. I kept my Darth Revan, Grievous, Newt squad up top, which is what I usually keep. And I've kept my Shakti over here as well. So my opponent hadn't attacked, but within half an hour, he hasn't cleared any of my team. So within half an hour of the attack phase opening, he did start attacking my Galactic Legend Ray. I kept it with Holdo and Scavenger Ray, and in the very first battle, my opponent was able to take out both Holdo and Scavenger Ray, but wasn't able to take out Ray itself, which makes me think that maybe they took their own Galactic Legend against this, um, which means uh, which means that I might not get to see their Galactic Legend on defense. That's my theory. They did have a couple of more battles against it and managed to get my Ray's protection down, but they weren't really able to make any progress after that. So my guess is that they might have thrown 2 other meta teams after it, maybe a DR or a GAS, and didn't make any progress, and they've left the battle as is. I think they're probably waiting for me to go see how I do, and then they might finish up the rest of their battles. But down here, apart from the Ray, I also kept my Resistance heroes under Finn, which is again a very strong defensive team, especially with a very fast Finn. Mine is about 340 something. And then I've kept my sisters, which always seems to trip people up. So if my opponent is not able to get through the Ray, then at the back I've kept relatively weaker teams, but nothing that can be cheesed because all these guys have got a pre-taunt, or they've got a fast character like the Poe team. The Poe is like 290 something speed. So pre-taunt with the damage dealer and relatively fast. So even if they get through my front wall, they will need some decent teams to be able to one-shot these. And then I've kept my Malevolence on defense out here. Um, let's look at what my opponent has set. A relatively light defense up top, no real meta teams, so I think should be able to take care of this pretty easily. And down south, they've kept some really relic teams. I think the best teams are protecting the zone at the back over here. So this is where I really need to think about what I want to take in. There's Relic Grievous squad, there's Relic Bugs, which can get really tricky in 3v3 if you don't take the right team. And there's Newt with the Droidica in there, highly Relic Droidica. So let's start our attack phase. And I want to see what's at the back. My guess is that there's only Nightsisters and Bounty Hunters at the back. My opponent does have a Relic up Mandalorian and G12 Grief. So I think I might see that on defense up back here, plus a couple of Nightsister teams. I don't think they have their Ray back here because if they had the Ray, they would have probably kept the Ray up front. My guess is they took their Ray against mine and weren't able to one shot it. All right, so let's start this attack zone down south against the Grievous squad. I'm going to take in my my Jedi squad. And I usually like to save my Jedi Knight Revan for the back if I think my opponent might have Rey, just because Jedi Knight Revan with gas is such a good counter to Rey. But I think I should be safe taking this team in against the Grievous. Now this version um, doesn't have Magna Guard, which means there's no stealth, so I can reduce his turn meter and keep focusing on him. Alright, let's spread some buffs around and let's keep working on B2. It's a very tanky B2, but I think we should be able to get through it. Let's go through with this. I'm going to risk it and pass the turn meter back over here so that I can reduce some more turn meter. Yes, I did. Let's keep going. Let's mark again. I want to make sure that I finish this off. So Savior has been triggered, unfortunately. Let's do this, and let's call Revan to assist and get rid of him. We may need to revive Jolie. We'll need to revive this guy. Let's pass the turn meter back to, well, no, none of these guys have full turn meter, so this guy is going to go next. Grievous, and probably even B1. So somebody's going to die. Let's pass the turn meter back to Jolie so that he can revive whoever dies. And I also want to make sure that I do some basics with Jolie. Okay, there goes Revan. So the mark is gone. Let's keep going over here. I'm going to call Jolie to assist so that his cooldowns get reduced. That's not good. Let's do this. Buy a little more time. What am I going to do? Let's reduce some turn meter. Okay. Alright, so now we can revive this guy, and now we can mark him. A little dicey, but I think we have it right now. Let's keep going at him. Let's reduce some more stacks and spread some buffs around. Let's call Yoda again. Reduce some turn meter. Okay, so far so good. Let's pass it back to Yoda. Give it to Revan and mark again. So because of the relics, it was a little dicey, but I think we might have it. Let's keep passing it back to him. And this should do it. All right, 53 banners. Okay, got a little dicey over there, especially since Savior was triggered and Jolie got into yellow health with healing immunity, but we managed to pull that out. Okay, now against the Geo squad, so they have Sunfac and they have Spy in there. And the Spy is a damage build, but there's no 6E mods over here, which is really a waste. I mean, you really want your Spy to hit really, really hard, especially if you've got them relicked up. All your relic characters should have 6E mods. That's I think the minimum out there. Yeah, it's a tanky Sunfac, but no 6E mods on any of the Geos. I don't want to underestimate it though. I was thinking of taking my Wampa with Stormtrooper Han and Watt, but I think I want to one-shot his board, so I think I'm just going to take in my Padme squad. They'll have tons of survivability, and I think they won't get one-shot by Spy. So let's just take this in and try to take this down. Let's do this. I think all of that got dispelled. Let's do this. Let's keep doing AoEs Because I think it's through the AoEs that these guys will come down eventually. Let's stun him. Buff immunity. That got cleansed. Let's keep going at him. Alright. We'll have to just keep doing, waiting for his AoE to come back. I think survivability is there in this team just because of all the assists. Just have to make sure that he does enough AoEs to get him down. Okay, now Sunfac is taunting. Let's see if he can't get at least Sunfac down. Alright, let's do this. Nah, Sunfac is pretty tanky. Okay, let's do an AoE. We should just see if they can't heal. Let's do this hit on Spy. 11 stacks. There we go. Okay, so Spy is down. Maybe a Brute also could have gone down, but I just wanted to make sure that the damage dealer, the main damage dealer, was gone. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, this is buff immunity at least, which is good. 4 stacks. So courage is not building up because these guys are dispelling everything. But at least this team has got survivability and AoE damage, which is the main thing that we're looking for. Padme has got 10 stacks of courage, so I think we can get rid of Sunfac. So the buff immunity is really what is key. So it takes a while to get Brood down because Brood Alpha does cleanse a lot, but that's fine. I think it gives us a little time to work on our buff immunity, healing immunity feat as well, because that's something which is there in this grand arena. I think we have a couple of days to work on it. I think this should be enough. We've got a couple of minutes, 10 stacks. This should get rid of Brute, and that guy is gone. 52 banners. Yeah. Now the new team, they are relicked up, and Brood is the Geonosian Droidica is actually going to do tons of damage. And yeah, it's got some decent offense on here, but modded for protection. That's very weird. A protection arrow. I've never seen that on a Droidica. So I'm going to take in my own Geonosians. Mine are not G13 except for Brood Alpha, but I'm going to take in Soldier Spy and see if these guys can't take him down. Maybe I should take in Sunfac. No, I think I want someone with damage just because my Spy is not G13. I am going to I'm going to just try to get Droidica down as soon as I can. Let's call in Spy to assist. Okay. Let's do that. Let's dispel this. And let's do this so that he comes, we get everyone healed up a little bit. Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, he's got damage immunity, so let's just keep working on this guy. Newt. We'll have to circle back to him. Alright, let's just finish off Newt. Good thing about this team, the Geos against a new team with Droidica, is that we have Droidica has got single target attack, and even if we one-shot someone, it's just going to be the brute. So that's not much of an issue. Okay, let's heal up a little bit. Now, another good thing about it is the Geo team has got a dispel, a couple of dispels depending on who you take in, and there's also the silent strike. This one can't be evaded, and it dispels the status effects first before doing damage. So there you go. So even if he's got damage immunity, Spy is able to one-shot Droidica just because it dispels all the debuffs, all the buffs and debuffs on himself and his opponent, and then do the damage. So 54 banners there, and managed to save a meta team. I didn't want to take in CLS or anything heavy against that. Let's see what's at the back. And yes, as expected, Bounty Hunters and Nightsisters, and no Ray. So we've got and they're pretty weak sisters. No G12 over there. And he's got a decent set of Bounty Hunters. I mean, the Mandalorian especially is Relic 5 with both the Zetas. So I'm gonna see what I can take against that team. That team definitely looks like the toughest one remaining behind on the board. Everything else seems to be pretty manageable. Alright, so let's make a plan and come back. Alright, so let's clear off a few of the tough teams over here first before we go up to the top. Against the Mando team, so they do get a 20 speed bonus, and the speeds are about 272, 274, so they're going to be about 290 or so. Plus there's Bosk in there. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take in my Thrawn CLS squad, Thrawn Han Chewie squad, and just overkill it, because there really aren't that many tougher teams here. Let's just stun this guy, and I'm just going to fracture this guy, Bosk, and start working down on the Mandalorian. Excellent. Let's dispel this and see if we can't take this guy down. Excellent. Alright, good control. Let's keep working down on him. There we go. Didn't allow them to take a single turn. Probably overkill, but I have more than enough offensive teams, so didn't want to take a chance with Boss taunting or the Mandalorian getting a turn at all, because Grief Karga does give retribution to everyone, and that means they would have started countering if I gave them a turn to go. Nightsisters, relatively weak Nightsister team, but again, I love to overkill it with my Wampa. I probably don't need Stormtrooper Han in there, but you know what the hell, it's just a fun team to take in. Lots of AoEs, good AoEs with Wampa. First thing I'm going to do is pass the taunting tech to Han. I should have probably kept Wampa at the back. He's blocking the way. Alright, so given the weapons tech to Wampa, let's start taunting with this guy. And let's start the attack phase. I'm going to save the protection up for now. Let's get rid of this guy. Just going to get the plague out, but it's not going to come back anymore, so that's good. Since 1000's not going to come back, not even in the assist on basic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to see if I can't. I think we are at full health and full protection, so I think we should be good to just finish this match off. Actually, what we can do is we can apply healing immunity, because my Wampa has got the Zeta, so I can delay the match over here and get a few more healing immunities out, because Daka is very harmless at this stage, and we've got 3.5 minutes, so there's no reason not to get that healing immunity thing off a few more times. Alright, and the good thing is it's an AoE healing immunity, so I can apply up to 2 at a time, which means that we will get our our feat done pretty quickly. All right, coming up. There's 2 more. Oh, 1 more. I don't think zombie got it that time. Okay, let's keep going. This is lovely. Daka is trying to revive and there's nothing she can do. Alright, yeah, unfortunately Wampa keeps getting stunned in the middle. But that's fine. It's we've still got 2.5 minutes and it'll just take one big AoE to get rid of Daka, especially because Wampa has been building all this offense up with those roars. Unless that happens. 160k retribution on counter on Daka. So yeah, so that's all that we can do about that. So let's just go ahead and end the match. Yeah, 160k counter. That was with all those roars, I wasn't surprised. All right, so we managed to get a few more healing immunities in. If you have to do that feat, there are a couple of characters who can do healing immunity on basic. There's Kylo Ren, the masked version. There's Malak, obviously. There's Grievous. There's Sidious. And Anakin, of course. I got about 12 healing immunities from Anakin in the Geo match. And then AoE healing immunity, you've got the Wampa, and you've got if you take 1000 under Dooku, then you can get quite a few healing immunities off as well. Let's quickly go and see whether we have completed that feat. I think I should have 20 out of 30. All right, so we've just got about 10 left. But I think the match that we'll take our Kylo Ren, we should be able to get a few more of those feats done. For some reason, the locked healing immunity from JTR, that doesn't seem to count. So let's do that. Let's test it in because we've got about 20 healing immunity feats in. Let's take our JTR against the crew, and yeah, let's just take in, because I'm going to save Old Ben and R2 for the other feat. So let's just take these guys in and see whether our healing immunity debuff gets counted from this locked healing immunity over here. Let's get rid of this. Let's push some turn meter back. Let's go after this guy. Oh, he's out. All right, let's keep going on him. Let's save that for now. All right, let me get rid of that retribution. So we applied at least 2 healing immunities, one on Fox and one on Kylo. Let's heal this guy up a little bit. And we'll probably apply a third one over here on Kylo Ren unmasked. So let's see if the counter goes up on our feat. Because I thought I read somewhere that that this feat was not counting the locked healing immunity of JTR for whatever reason. Might be a bug or something. So it's just the regular healing immunity that gets counted. But that'll be good to know in case you're counting on that for your feat. There you go. See, 20 out of 30 still. There's no increment on the counter. So the locked healing immunity from JTR does not count towards the feat, unfortunately. So I'll have to get the balance using Kylo Ren and Mars as basic, or I'll have to see during the next match. Maybe I can get a few more. All right. So what do I want to use against the rest of these teams? So one thing I really wanted to show was how to use Mandalorian on offense. Now, Mandalorian is, most of us would have probably got Mandalorian at at a low gear at 3-star, with probably a gear 10, gear 11. The best way, in my opinion, to use Mandalorian would be under Aura Singh lead, because Aura Singh lead, you get the contract really, really fast. All you need to do is attack, use an ability while buffed about 10 times. So you don't have to depend on the enemy, on attacking the weakest enemy or the strongest enemy, or inflicting debuffs, or attacking debuffed allies, and all of that stuff. You just have to attack the enemy 10 times while buffed, and naturally most of the attackers are going to start with stealth. Boss is going to be taunting, so all these guys are going to be buffed in any case. And anytime they use an ability, which and an assist or a counter counts as an ability as well. So if for example boss calls his mass assist, and all three of them go ahead and attack, that counts as three abilities. So in a very short period of time, because boss has frenzy, and every time these guys use their special abilities, boss gets to go again, these guys are able to fulfill the contract really, really fast. So Aura Singh, Mandalorian, both of those guys are attackers. They're going to go under stealth in the beginning of the battle. So even if you have them low gear, low stars, low health, it's fine, because your boss needs to be able to get the taunt off fast, and that will ensure that you get the contract out. And what kind of teams does this work good against? Teams which are usually slower. I've got my Aura and Mando at about 250 to 260 speed. You can get them faster if you've got them higher relic and higher geared. But the main thing to note is that your boss, Aura Singh, and Mando have to be faster than the enemy. Once they get that turn meter train rolling, because Mando also gives a turn meter every time he crits to himself and to his allies. He gives 30% turn meter to himself, 15% to his allies. So that basically gets turn meter train rolling. They take more and more turns, and they get the contract fulfilled fast, and you're able to one shot a character pretty early. So, and given due to the nature of boss taunt, he'll probably continue taunting and won't ever lose taunt throughout the battle. And even your weak characters, your Mando and Aura, will be safe. So I've decided to take it against this team. Most of the characters over here are pretty slow, 200 or so speed. So my team will definitely go first. But you can take it against high survivability teams with single attacks and low damage. Things like maybe General Kenobi or Barris or Jolie or Hermit Yoda, or any other kind of survival team like that. These kind of teams are extremely well against. Mando is really well against. Works extremely well against teams like that. So I'm just going to take this in. This is the very first time I'm trying this out. So I'm curious to see whether it'll work as well. But theory is that because of all the mass attacks and assists and all of that stuff, these guys will get the contract fulfilled really fast, and Mando will get to annihilate people. The only person in this team who has a AoE is Captain Phasma, but I'm hoping it won't be much. Alright, so you see over here the counter is at 0%. I do an ability. It's still at 0%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first go into stealth, and she's going to take a turn immediately. And so that's 10%. And then I'm going to do this. And because I used a special ability, boss gets to go next, and he calls a mass assist and stuns that one. Now they're already at 50%, and the enemy team's turn meter hasn't moved yet. Now Mando's going to go next and call someone to assist. I usually would like to call Aura to assist because her basic can stun. So I'm going to call Aura to assist. Unfortunately, Mando did not crit, because otherwise everyone would have got tons of turn meter. But you can see over here, because of frenzy, boss has got another turn again. And they're already at 70%. So I'm going to do this. So they did get to go, but luckily boss still has taunt on. And basic from Aura Singh again starts the stun process, which is great. And there you see, within a minute, and with me talking, these guys have gone ahead and gotten their contract, and Mando is ready to annihilate someone. So I'm going to put it at 1x. Let's get rid of Phasma, just because she's the only one with AoE. And now I'm going to go under stealth again. And I'm going to keep working on these guys. There's tons of stuns over here as well. There's both Mando and Aura Singh who've got stuns. And this guy can call someone to assist and stun as well, which is again great for control. And the best thing about this team, as opposed to another sniping team like maybe like maybe Nihilus, is Nihilus can't bypass taunt, but this guy Mando can bypass taunt. So even if you have someone taunting, Mando can very well go ahead and ignore taunt and attack the enemy. So this is just a sample battle. I took it against a weak team, but it can very well work against highly relic teams as well, especially the highly survivable teams with not much AoE and single target attacks. So this was a simple enough battle. I think we end with full banners over here. But that's essentially how why Aura Sing lead is best for Mando, because it's the easiest way to get a bounty hunter's contract off. All right, so that was a test battle. I think we did pretty well against that. What else do we have over here? So I think I'm gonna go for the feat with Old Ben and R2D2, and I'm gonna take CLS in there since he's got tons of synergy with both these guys, and he's a great character by himself. And I think I'm gonna take it against the bounty hunter team down south. They're all G12, so not that much of a risk. But I think I probably won't be able to recover good banners, but it's anyway not a banner match. Let's just take these guys in. My CLS is faster. I'm going to go ahead and remove some turn meter over here. Let me try to see if I can't apply stun. Okay, and let's remove some turn meter. Okay, wasn't able to get that done, but let's get a stun over here. Let's hide everyone and start taunting. I'm going to start working on Zam. Let's get some burning. Almost done. Let's get rid of this one. Okay, so battle is very much in control. Let's go and stun again. Excellent. Let's get rid of him. And now it's just a question of getting rid of Dengar. Okay, let's hide him again. Yep, lots of control in this battle, so not much of an issue. Okay, so that feat is done. So this should be able to focus on the rest of the battles. Okay, so what else do we have? So we've got a couple of relic teams over here, and I've got there's the relic 7. A couple of good damage dealers, relic 7 scavenger and relic 5 resistance trooper. So against the Finn squad, since there's a lot of expos over there, I'm going to take in my crew team and try to control them. And so expose is not going to do much damage to them. And at the same time, I'll be able to get some healing immunity stuff done. So I'm going to take this team, and I should be faster than most of them. What I'm going to do is first land a stun over here, pass the turn meter back to crew, land a stun over here, and then land a stun over here. Excellent. So this battle is going to be all about control. So I'm going to do a basic so that the taunt remains on crew, and then I'm going to go and start working down on this guy. Let's land another stun. Couldn't land a stun, but let's do a basic. Let's land a stun. Okay, couldn't land a stun, but let's give this back to crew so that he can stun this guy. Oh, I should have stunned Finn. I've forgotten that Finn has cleanse. All right, let's pass some turn meter back to everyone. Let's do a basic so that he gains taunt. Expose is not going to do any damage to him, which is good. Let's pass some turn meter to everyone. Let's give this back to crew, and so that he can stun this guy. Let's pass some turn meter around. Let's do a basic so that he keeps a taunt on him. These guys do a lot of damage through stuns, through exposes. Okay, stun, excellent. So that's the reason why this team is doing a decent job. Let's control him. Let's do a basic. And let's do a mass assist on him. Stun. Let's do a basic. They are relicked, so it's taking a while. Stun this guy. Get some turn meter going. And Finn does heal as well. I need to get the taunt back on crew. There we go. Let's give this back to crew. Stun this guy and let's try to take him out. Let's do a basic. Mass assist on him. Turn meter. Basic. Stun. Let's stun this guy since he can cleanse. Got 2 minutes left. This is taking much more time than I realized. These guys are relicked up and tanky. Okay, I'm going to start focusing on this battle a little more and try to see if I can't take them down. Okay, now let's get rid of this guy. Basic, so that taunt remains on him. Mass assist, finish him off. Let's land a stun over here. Couldn't land a stun. Okay, let's stun him again and keep working down on him. Still got a minute. Let's pass it back to him so that he gets his taunt back on. Okay, I'm going to put it on auto now. And hopefully within a minute we should be able to take care of him. There's plenty of stuns over here, so I think even though these guys are tanky, we should be able to take care of them now. Yeah, this battle took longer than I realized. These guys are way more tanky than anticipated at relic level 6. I think Finn has got one of the top 5, original Finn has got one of the top 5 defense rankings in the game. He's a really good tank, so at relic levels can get tough to take out. I can see why resistance heroes or the vets under Finn can make such a formidable team. It's because Finn is so tanky, it takes so much to get him down, and all the time you've got 2 heavy damage dealers on the side dealing damage and taking out your team. So I can understand relic resistance teams can get quite dicey. So yeah, so looks like our healing immunity feat is done, so that's good. We've got a couple of other feats as well that we finished off. Old Ben and R2D2. Cool. So we just got the Yoda thing here left, and that's it. And that we can probably get done in the next match. All right, what do we want to take against these two? Let's see. We've got more than enough. We've got a gas. We've got Treya. All right, let's try our gas against this and Treya against the other one. Or should I use gas against this? Probably should, because this is a higher damage dealing team. I think I'll probably use my gas against this one. Okay, let's just get rid of this team. Let's target Rey. And let's get rid of veteran smuggler Chewie. I think we won't have an option but to go through. Oh yeah, we can target veteran Chewie now and get rid of this guy. Okay, so that was a simple enough battle. We just got one more left. We can probably take our Treya against this team. We've got Watt in there, who's probably going to give the taunting tech and weapons tech. But Treya should be able to take care of them. We've got a couple of other teams, and I had the Dooku Talzin team as well in there, which I had saved just in case I needed healing immunity. Let's see, what else can I take against this? Yeah, I think maybe Treya will do the job. Yeah. Let's take Treya, and that's going to be the first tech out over there. I'm going to put this on Dooku so that he doesn't counter. Stuns won't matter since these guys dispel all debuffs anyway. Let's go after him. If it was Relic Django, then I would have probably taken the gas team against this one. But it's not, so I think we should be okay. Alright, let's get rid of Django and then work on Dooku. I didn't have much trust in my Treya team to go against the Geos because it was a Relic Geo squad, and my Treya is only G11, G12, so I didn't trust them to be able to do a decent job. But yeah, I think teams like these are more than enough. Treya is a really good squad against teams like these. All right, so let's so we've cleared the character zone. We've got a rebel ship over here. Okay, how is there? Let's just check the. They've got Biston in there, who is Cassian's U-wing. Okay, that shouldn't be much of an issue. All right. Okay, and their Han and Chewie are not even relicked up, so it's going to be a pretty straightforward battle with our own negotiator. Let's take in our Galactic Republic. Yeah, probably don't need a 4th reinforcement. These guys should be more than enough. Okay, final battle of the day. Let's go after Cassian, and then let's do a mass assist on Biggs, take him out. All right, let's do this. And that Millennium Falcon took a turn after a long time. Okay, so let's get in this guy and finish it off. Maybe a little more. There we go. Okay, so we ended with 64 banners. Let's see what our final score was. 24-69. Yeah, relatively very simple match. Very weak defense. I think it would have been more interesting if my opponent had kept their own Ray on defense. I've got a chance to practice against taking down a Ray using the multi-shot method. That's the one that I prefer. There's a couple of other methods, but I think the multi-shot method is the one that I'll go with if I get to face a Ray. So looks like we won this match. Nothing much my opponent can do now to salvage the situation. I have a feeling they're not even going to attack. They probably must have spent 3 of their best teams against this Ray over here, including their own Ray. So I think we've got this match under the bag, in the bag. So we've got 2 more days of matches left. I'll join you in a couple of days for the next session. Till then, happy gaming and stay safe.